Happy New Year! Almost. We're wrapping up the year here on Lessons for Life, so I thought we'd just come together to reflect on what a year it's been, what it's meant for you. Maybe it's been the best year of your life, or maybe you've felt a little bit like it's Groundhog Day and you've been repeating the same 3 weeks over and over again, and it feels like it's never going to end. Either way, let me know in the comments, what was 2021 like for you? I nearly said 2020. I've made that mistake many times this year, more so than ever. Usually it gets to about February in the new year when you finally realised that you've been writing the date incorrectly and you kind of break that habit. But this year has just kind of blurred into the previous year, so I don't blame you if you're still writing 2020, even though we're nearly, can't believe it, on the cusp of 2022, a World Cup year, and lots of other things to look forward to. Dardasha is saying Happy New Year to the best channel. Well, that's very kind. You must be the second best channel if we're the best. And I'll get to my thank yous for 2021, and Dardasha is right up there, obviously. And there's a couple of other channels and people that we have to thank for all that they've done for this channel in 2021. There is more to life than YouTube, I know that. But I think anyone watching this knows that this is an important project for me, and you've joined along with me on my journey. And in 2021, I was blessed to become a dad, and I don't think anything that will happen in 2022 can beat that, unless I act quickly. We'd be running out of time, if you know what I mean. But becoming a father was absolutely the best thing that ever happened to me. So 2021 will always be remembered for that reason for me. And Sun, that's S-U-N, is congratulating me on my son, S-O-N. Thank you very much, Sun. Lovely to have you with us. I've got lots of stars in the background. And don't forget, the Sun is a star, and it's also a very bad newspaper. But I assume you're nothing to do with that rag. So 2021 for me, becoming a dad, yes, that will be what I will remember it for. But there's been so much in the news. I'd never wanted this to be a news channel, but it kind of developed into a current affairs and commenting on things that are happening. But this year, more than any year previously, apart from 2020, which took some beating, there was so much in the news that you couldn't really comment on. Certain words that if you mention them, they trigger certain algorithms and you put yourself at risk of being censored or blacklisted. And one of the stories that I covered this year was the continued incarceration of and the trial of Julian Assange. And there's lots of trials going on at the moment, but being there to document that story as it unfolds and continues to really get us a bit depressed sometimes when we think about how Julian Assange has suffered for what? Just for telling the truth. And when I look at some of the newspapers that didn't defend him when they really should have, that kind of depresses me. But then again, am I being hypocritical to criticize newspapers for not speaking out when I am acknowledging that there are certain things I don't feel that I can speak out about on here. And that's why a lot of people have moved away from YouTube and are broadcasting their opinions elsewhere. And sometimes I do think that YouTube may end up being a platform for videos about videos that you've uploaded elsewhere. But certainly Julian Assange is someone I have thought about throughout 2021, and I had the honour to meet his father again, John, outside the courtroom and inside when I went into the court, and I was in the overspill room with the rest of the press as Julian appeared on screen, and that was a very sad moment to see what his ordeal had done to him. So in terms of thank yous, the first thank you I will say this year will be to all the supporters of Julian Assange. And you can have a look back at the video coverage on this channel and you'll see the same faces and the same names cropping up again and again. And that kind of shows you, sadly, that it is only a handful of people that have continually shown support for Julian Assange. I'm not saying I'm one of them. I've been there to document it, and purely as solidarity and shedding a light on the truth and the injustice. But some of the die-hard supporters of Julian Assange, and I use that term advisedly, they are willing and ready to do anything for him. In terms of peaceful protest, they are the most peaceful protesters that you could want to find, and really they are testament to the human spirit and how you could stand alongside someone. We're talking about the likes of Eric Levy, who is well in his 90s and still showing up to every single protest. Sun is saying you can no longer see the amount of dislikes on any video on YouTube nowadays. Free speech moment. I wonder why they did that. Why did they do away with the dislike button? We can only tell how much a video is liked. We can only see how popular a video is. We can't see how disliked it is. And of course, the videos that become popular are the videos that trigger the algorithm. And it's interesting what does well on certain platforms and what does not do so well. I shared a video on here recently about Boris Johnson, and I went into some detail of his background and his ethnicity and his heritage. And I shared it here on YouTube, and I think it hit about 100 views, if that, within the first couple of days. And I shared it also on our TikTok channel, which was only ever meant to be a supplement to the YouTube channel and a way of bringing traffic over here, diverging towards YouTube, a bit of promotion. And the video on there hit something like 60,000 views in the first day. People started subscribing to my TikTok channel, which was only ever meant to be supporting the YouTube channel. And I think I've now got more followers on TikTok than I have here on YouTube, when the project was always about the YouTube channel. I would much rather just delete those TikTok views or convert them and bring them over here, but it just shows you there must be something different about the algorithm. Maybe the Chinese, who I believe invented TikTok or certainly own it, maybe they want my video about Boris Johnson to do well in a way that YouTube do not. I don't know. Are they really rivals, YouTube and TikTok, or are they brothers in arms? Are they all part of the same mainstream globalist, call it what you like, singing from the same hymn sheet. And Raphael Brooklyn is saying, God bless you, brother. Thank you, Raphael. You are another name that I wanted to mention on my list of thank yous. Raphael Brooklyn has his own channel there. You can find him, Raphael Brooklyn 718. And he uploads cheerful videos from his daily life in New York. And he's a real personality, and we reached out to each other, I think originally through Instagram. He's got a YouTube, as have I, and you know, just throughout the year it's been nice to have a couple of back and forths with him. How you doing? How's life going? A window onto the other side of the world. That's one of the good things about the era in which we live. We can be in touch with other people, and even if we can't get up and go and travel like we used to, at least we can communicate and make the world feel a little bit smaller. So thank you, Raphael Brooklyn 718. God bless you too. Amen. So yeah, I was going to ask you guys if you had not any New Year's resolutions, but rather wishes for 2022. And I was going to come up with 3. And I think we've established one of them. It was going to be my third wish, actually, because I thought it might be a bit more realistic than the other 2. And that would be, I would wish for the freedom of Julian Assange, kind of like at the end of Aladdin, when he wishes for the genie's freedom. I would wish for Julian Assange to be free. And I think that is realistic. It is within our grasp, and we need to keep pushing it and keep saying his name, Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. There's some local graffiti where we are that says just that, and no, I didn't paint it, but I would be proud to shake the hand of the man or lady or child or whoever wrote Free Julian Assange in bold paint on the wall, because it's a message that we must repeat. And there's Safes Clark, and Safes Clark, you are another name that I was going to mention. I'm not just saying that because you're here now. I did write up a couple of names that keep coming up in the comments of loyal supporters, commenters, contributors to this channel. And I'll mention also the Imperialist, because he's another one that is always first or second or third to leave a comment, and I would assume a like on every video that goes up. And Safe Clark is another one. And I was going to say, Safe Clark, and feel free to respond to this or not. I have no idea who you are. I just know you through your name and that picture of the chameleon. I was going to say frog, but I think it's a chameleon, some kind of reptilian being. And I don't know who you are, unless I do know you. Maybe you're someone that I know and you're going under an anonymous identity. But here's my impression that I get from you. It's kind of like when you get used to hearing a radio DJ and you get a picture of who they are. Safes Clark, I think you are British. I think you've grown up in the UK. I think you're male. Sorry to assume your gender. I think you are roughly my age or slightly younger. You might be a male in your 30s. And anything else other than that? Safes Clark. I've got no idea. That the name could be derived from some kind of patois. You might be Caribbean background. If I had to take a stab in the dark, I might say you're a youngish British black male. But I could be way off. You might be a little old lady from Scotland. Safe Clark is saying, lol, close brother. That's all good. Look, you don't have to reveal it tonight. Maybe save it for 2023. Over the coming months, I'll try and piece together more parts of your identity. Maybe Safe Clark's my mum. Who knows? They've been that supportive. It could well be my mum. So Safe Clark, you were one of the names that I wanted to thank from 2021. I'll also throw in there the Imperialist. Don't know where the Imperialist is. And for some reason, I thought the Imperialist might be American. And there's another name, Oneness. Oneness is a name that is cropped up a couple of times. I'll throw in a thank you for Oneness. Oneness is saying, haven't seen you in Speaker's Corner for a while. Good. I don't think you'll see me there again anytime soon. Other individuals to thank is, of course, Mac, who has appeared many times on this channel on the live stream, and I can tell you that he really is who he says he is. He's a young British Iranian guy, and we met up with him. He took me out for dinner and bought me a Persian dinner at a restaurant. I'm not sure if he's the owner or not, but he was certainly well received in there. Mac, you're an absolute legend. I'm sure you'll watch this at some point, and I need to get back to doing some live streams with you. Mac creates his own content. He's got several Instagram channels. The one that I can recommend is Global Lies. Look that up. And alongside Mac, I wanted to thank young Owen Keeling, who is indeed very young, much younger than myself or however old I think Safe Clark might be. Safe Clark might be 12 years old, we don't know. But Owen Keeling is another great content creator, really open and honest guy. He's on a spiritual journey. He has a lot of knowledge. He's gone very deep into the esoteric and symbolic meanings of things. There's a couple of live streams that have been uploaded on here. You can find him, and I think in time he will be creating his own channel. Other thank yous, I want to thank Give Peace a Chance, another good friend of the channel who has appeared on several of the live streams. Very open-minded guy, very honest, very, again, knowledgeable, but ready to learn. Not a hint of arrogance to him. That's Give Peace a Chance. And you'll recognise him by his picture of the apartheid wall in occupied Palestine. Safe Clark is revealing a little bit too much and claiming that he's 48. Are you really, Safe Clark? Are you 48? Goodness. It's just because you have a youthful essence to yourself. Well, that's the impression I got. I don't know why I thought you were about my age or younger. I mean, 48 is not that much older than me now that I think about it. But yeah, okay, you're in your 40s. Interesting. And who else to thank other than, of course, Dardasha, the amazing, the wonderful, the brilliant. You all right? Cup of tea. I couldn't do this channel without Dardasha. That's Dardasha. Subscribe to Dardasha if you're interested in learning about Arabic or seeing what I get up to with my family. That's about it. Thank you so much to everybody that has watched any of our videos in 2020, and I look forward to more to come in 2020, in 2021, and I look forward to more to come in 2022. I knew I would confuse myself. But Safe Clark, stay safe, my friend. Thank you so much. Hassan Radwan, wishing you a Happy New Year also. That's bid'ah, Hassan. You can't say Happy New Year. Man. That's another contributor to this channel who has also become a true friend. I miss you, Hassan. I miss you. I don't miss Speaker's Corner, but I miss you and a couple of other faces from that godforsaken place. Ladies and gents, it's been one hell of a year, and we'll do it all again next year in 2022. This has been Lessons for Life. We were here. We're gone. Latest. Oh, I can't delete. I can't sign out. It's not letting me. It's not meant to be. Goodbye.